If you've been following me and you followed the 6-month sophisticated declutter, you might have a lot of stuff on your hands that you have decluttered and you don't know what to do with. I previously filmed a video on how to sell some of your items, sell your clutter, make a little bit of extra money, but today I wanted to talk about how to donate your items for a good cause. First off, let's talk about why you might choose the donation route as opposed to selling your items. Of course, it can be nice to make a little bit of extra money, but as we all know, donating your items can help do a little bit of good in this world. I'm going to talk about a bunch of different charities and organizations that have all different purposes and missions, so hopefully you'll find a few that are meaningful to you and you can do a little bit of good in this world. Not only is it just doing good by donating to those charities, but it's also a great way to declutter your home, get rid of your things, give it to people who are potentially in more need for the items that you don't need anymore. It also encourages an eco-friendly lifestyle. You might be able to find a place that you can donate certain items that it will recycle or repurpose the items in a different way. I'll mention a few of those. And then of course there's a positive that it is a tax deduction. You can use these charitable gifts as write-offs when it comes to your taxes. So there's many positives to donating. And of course, like I said, the biggest one is that you're doing a little bit of good in this world. So I want to talk about some very specific things that you can donate, because we all know maybe places that you can in general donate some of your clothing or more generic items. There's things out there like the Goodwill, the Salvation Army, which are great resources and kind of catch-all places. But if you have an item that's a little bit more niche or specific, or a cause that you're looking to support, before we dive deep into that, I do want to mention a lot of these that I'll be mentioning are nationwide charities and organizations. But I always encourage you to look at a local level. You can just Google, where do I donate used books in Omaha, Nebraska, which is where I'm at. And a lot of times you'll find better options to donate locally. Books specifically, one of the best places that you can donate used books is your local library. So your local library is going to depend on where you live. Other things like donating furniture might just be easier because your items are bigger and bulkier that you want to donate locally. So keep that in mind as I'm going through things. The first category I wanted to talk about was clothing, and we're going to run through a few different specific items, and let's start with wedding dresses. So many of us have our precious wedding dresses just packed away in storage. We're probably never going to use them again. If you're saving it for a daughter, chances of her using it are also probably low. So if you're feeling emotionally ready to part with your wedding dress, there are quite a few charities that you can donate your wedding dress to. The first ones I want to talk about benefit cancer and cancer research. They are Brides Against Cancer and the Brides Project. Brides Against Cancer resells gently used wedding gowns to raise money for breast cancer awareness as well as early detection. They are based in Atlanta, and at this point they have donated over 50,000 wedding dresses. They accept wedding dresses that are between 3 and 5 years old. They want them to be in excellent condition, and they will also accept some bridal accessories. You can head to their website and fill out the donation form and get instructions for shipping directly from them. I will include all of this information in the description box below, all of the different charities, how to donate, and that information in the description box below. So make sure to check that out. The Brides Project is based in Michigan, and they do it a little bit differently. They use the proceeds from the wedding dresses that they receive as donations, and they will use it for cancer support for things like support groups, counseling services, nutrition workshops, and more. Again, they would like their dresses to be less than 5 years old, and they will also accept bridal accessories. Same thing, you can drop off the donation at their shop, or you can mail it in through their website and following the instructions that they have. Another great charity is to support first responders and those in the military. It is called Brides Across America, and they have events where they give donated wedding dresses to those spouses or those who are in the military themselves or first responders themselves at no cost whatsoever. They have currently donated 28,000 dresses. They'll also accept accessories, veils, and jewelry. They prefer for their items to be less than 4 years old and in wearable condition. There are so many around wedding dresses. There are a couple that I think are just so special and meaningful for those who have experienced infant loss. The first one is Emma and Evan Foundation. You can support families who have lost an infant by donating your wedding dress to be repurposed as angel gowns, they're called, bonnets, or other accessories for grieving families. They also do accept bridesmaids, flower girl dresses, prom dresses, and other formal gowns, and you are able to ship your dresses into them. The other charity that does something very similar, they are called Angel Gowns, and they have accepted 15,000 wedding dresses at this point, and they have seamstresses do something similar. They remake the gowns for photos and burial services that honor infants and bereaved parents. They currently have a wait list and connect seamstresses with nearby donations of wedding dresses and bridesmaids dresses. They will accept those bridesmaids dresses in light shades of pink and blue and white on an as-needed basis. One more that I want to mention for wedding dresses, I know, like I said, there are so many. The last one is Adorned in Grace, and this is to assist sex trafficking prevention, sex trafficking awareness. The sale and proceeds of wedding dresses and formal wear that's donated to them go towards professional counseling for trafficked survivors, awareness publications, and more. They prefer wedding dresses that are less than 5 years old, mother of the bride dresses, flower girl dresses, bridal accessories, and formal wear. They have in-person drop-off centers as well as you can ship them to them in person. So I know I mentioned a lot of these have some options for formal wear and bridesmaids dresses. There actually is a charity called Project Glam that is specifically for old bridesmaids dresses, prom dresses, other formal dresses that helps disadvantaged young women attend prom if they can't afford their own dress, which is a really nice concept. I think that's really fun to be able to help somebody attend prom and fulfill that dream of theirs. The next category of clothing is formal clothing. One of my favorite charities that I have heard of and donated to for clothing is Dress for Success. Dress for Success is the best place to donate your business attire. They help women who are trying to get back on their feet through the interview process. It can be really expensive to buy a nice dress or maybe even a suit jacket, a pair of heels, so they don't have to worry about buying that clothing for an interview. If you're thinking there are certain types of clothing that there's no way you could donate it, like your used bras, you are probably wrong, because there is a specific charity for that as well. It's called I Support the Girls, and you can donate your gently used bras. They help distribute them to women around the world who are in homeless shelters and domestic violence shelters, foster care agencies, and more. So it's a really good cause, and as women, we know that we need to support the girls, so I Support the Girls is a really great charity there. If you have kids' clothing, probably means you have kids, and you can understand how fast kids go through clothing, how expensive it can be to be constantly replacing clothing, and how difficult it is to make sure you have clothing that fits your child at a given time. Room to Grow is the charity to donate here. They accept baby and toddler clothing for kids that are in poverty, which is so incredibly wonderful. And then last but not least, you might be wondering, okay, you've talked about how to donate bras even. What if I have clothing that is just so far beyond repair? Because a lot of these say that the clothing has to be in good condition, within a certain number of years old. Planet Aid accepts all clothing. It doesn't matter if it's stained or ripped. They will help recycle the clothing. This is kind of your last resort in terms of clothing donation. It is much better than just throwing your clothing away, because their mission revolves around the environment, and they are going to do whatever they can to try and recycle that clothing. Let's talk about beauty and where to donate some of your cosmetic products. There's a lot of different places you can donate beauty products that haven't expired, or maybe you just tested out and it didn't work for you, or unopened beauty products. Dress for Success is one of them that I mentioned earlier with formal clothing. They also accept makeup for women that are going through those interview processes. There actually used to be a place that I always recommended people donated their mascara that they were done using. It was called Wands for Wildlife. It still is called Wands for Wildlife, but they had such an overwhelming response with people donating their old mascara wands. They used it to rehabilitate wildlife animals. Because those wands are so delicate, they would use it to like brush the feathers of a bird, and they received so many that they just have this backlog of mascara wands. I checked their website not that long ago, so they're not currently accepting more mascara wands at this point. There's other ways that you can help their foundation and help donate to them. So if you know of a place to donate or a way to repurpose beauty products that have expired, something like Wands for Wildlife, let me know, because that was one of my favorites that is no longer accepting donations. One place that does accept donations of beauty items that are at least 6 months from their expiration date is Beauty Bus, and Beauty Bus delivers support to terminally ill patients and caregivers through beauty, including bags of products and at-home services. They accept sealed products that are, like I said, at least 6 months from their expiration date, and you can actually ship those items to them directly. Project Beauty Share is a great place if you've opened up a product. They accept things that have been opened. Let's say you get a foundation, you open it up, you put a dot on your skin and you're like, this does not work for me. Project Beauty Share will accept personal hygiene, cosmetics, and beauty products and distribute them through nonprofit organizations that serve women and families overcoming abuse, addiction, homelessness, and poverty. They do mention that anything that is in like a jar or something that you could stick your finger in that you could introduce bacteria to, that does need to be new. But if it's in some sort of a pump or a spray or something, then it can be an opened item. And again, with them, you can also ship to them directly. Share Your Beauty, I love this. They say they try and bring the sparkle and dignity back to the lives of women and teens in crisis. They accept new, unopened, unexpired cosmetics, hair and skincare products, nail polish, perfume samples, and personal care items. Again, you can ship that directly to them. Let's talk about big items like furniture. Furniture, we mentioned that it can be helpful to donate it somewhere locally, like the Salvation Army, like Goodwill. Places like the Salvation Army will actually come to your home and pick it up from your house, so you don't have to worry about trying to get it there depending on your location. And you can schedule a pickup by heading to their website and entering in your zip code and selecting to schedule a pickup. You'll be directed to the donation page in the donation center for more information. Another charity that you can donate furniture and schedule a pickup is called Green Drop. They actually pick up the items and distribute them to other local organizations like the American Red Cross, Military Order of the Purple Heart, National Federation of the Blind, and St. Vincent de Paul Society. They're actually focused mostly on the East Coast. If you've ever heard of Habitat for Humanity is another great place to donate furniture. Most Habitat restores offer pickup of furniture donations, as well as other large items including appliances, building materials, and more, because again, Habitat for Humanity is building homes for those who need it. So those building materials will also be used. Another one is called Pick Up Please. Pick Up Please helps to benefit Vietnam veterans specifically, and they offer counseling, housing for homeless veterans, medical care, and the funds from donations are used to help Vietnam vets living in America. You can use their online scheduler to find a pickup location. They accept things like mirrors, nightstands, headboards, and lots of other types of furniture. So another huge item, we've talked about furniture, but what about donating your car? You can physically donate your car places, but you can also donate the proceeds of your car places or donate your car for them to resell it and use the proceeds for other needs. Cars for Kids is a great one. They use the proceeds from donated vehicle sales to try and positively impact children's lives and education. Vehicles in almost all conditions are accepted, including those that don't run or can't pass emission tests. Another really meaningful one is Cars for MAD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving, which collects funds from donated vehicles and contributes them towards helping victims and survivors that are impacted by drunk driving. And they accept vehicles in almost all conditions. The last thing that I wanted to mention is diapers. If you have extra diapers, if you've sized your child up and you still have an extra box or two and you want to find a place to donate them, there is a national diaper bank that actually has a really cool map where they list out all of the different local places that you can drop off and donate diapers and have local diaper banks. They say that their network serves over 228,000 children every single month. Such an important cause. Hopefully you found some charities and organizations that I've talked about that you can donate to. Do a little bit of good in this world with your clutter that's just sitting in your home. If you have other organizations you want people to know about, specific things to donate, or if there's something I didn't talk about because there are so many other items in your house and specific things, leave a comment below, drop it with your favorite charity, or put an item that you are trying to declutter. If you're watching this and you see people struggling trying to figure out where to donate like their blinds and their curtains, and you know of a place, help them out. I will jump in the comments and try and help out as well, because I think there are so many great things that we can do with our stuff to help other people. Thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, I will see you all later.